Hi everyone, welcome to October's headlines video for the Special School District of St. Louis Parent Advisory Council. I'm Rebby Goebel, the president of the Parent Advisory Council, and I have a quick overview of what we did during our October meeting, a couple of dates that might be of interest to you for some upcoming events, and then a heads up on what we're going to discuss in November's meeting. So we met on October 9th, and we talked about what ideal communication would look like between parents and special school district employees, specifically around the start of school. There's a lot of moving pieces that happens at the beginning of the school. Maybe there have been changes on the support personnel that are going to work with your child over the summer. You don't know who your kid's teacher is going to be, those types of things. So we had the honor of having Deborah Fiasco from our Parent Education and Diversity Awareness Group come and walk us through using this this tool. This is called the Charting the LifeCourse tool, and I will link to where all this information is available online. But this is a great tool that you can use as you're thinking about what a great life for your child is and what you wouldn't want for your child, and then what are the activities that you're going to do in these different ages to get them on the trajectory of reaching a good life. But you can also use it in meetings like this, where we define what is ideal communication, what is less than ideal communication, and what are the activities that we can do, not so much focusing on like the timeline aspect of it, but just what are the activities that we can do that would improve communication between SSD and parents. And that was a really great activity. We broke up into small groups, and I have everybody's that I collected at the end. We're going to be working on compiling those and then presenting it back to the PAC so that you guys can agree on what we have compiled, and then we will present that to SSD administration as our recommendation for what next year should look like. And then we can circle back with them in May and see what SSD has looked at and decided to implement, and then we can go from there. So other than that, we left some free time just for some community building and informal chatting. So it wasn't a very content heavy meeting, but it was a great discussion, and I think we're going to see some good improvements coming out of the brainstorming that all the individual groups did. And I'm excited because I'm hoping that maybe it got some voices into the room and into the process that are normally hesitant to speak up during our meetings. So I think it's a win-win for the PAC in general, and hopefully will improve SSD going forward. So there wasn't much as far as a superintendent's update or legislative update. The Missouri legislature isn't in session yet, so not a whole lot is moving and shaking. So the updates that I gave you back in September are still pretty much all that we know, both on the legislative front and for the superintendent's update. The dates that I want you to know about going forward, our next PAC meeting is November 13th, and we are going to be hearing back from the committee that was formed after our February meeting earlier this year, where we talked about parent-para communication. So how we want to be able to have more open lines of communication with paraeducators, and what that might look like, some guidelines that might need to be in place to make sure that the case manager or the special education teacher is included in all the communications that they would need to be. So a cross-functional task group, so it includes parents and administrators, paras, teachers across the board, have been together. They were pulled together before the summer, met through the summer, and here this fall, and they are going to have some recommendations for us that SSD is going to be presenting at this next meeting. And then there's going to be another activity similar to what we did last month, where we're going to break up into some small groups, I think, and provide some feedback on specific targeted sections of those recommendations. So I'm not exactly sure, so don't hold me to all of that on exactly how that activity is going to break down, but we are going to be given an opportunity to provide our feedback on the recommendations of this committee. So if you are interested in what parent-para communication looks like, definitely attend our meeting on November 13th, 7 p.m. at SSD Central Office. And then the last date that I have for you is December 3rd. This Charting the Life course, this tool, the co-designer of it was designed out of UMKC, and one of the co-authors, co-designers of this program is going to be presenting free to the public on December the 3rd. Again, at SSD Central Office from 6 to 8:30. So December 3rd, 6 to 8:30, the Charting the Life course co-designer is going to be presenting on all of the tools, the methodology, the thought process behind it, so that you can start making sure you're doing things, no matter how old your child is, to make sure you're setting them up for a successful future, and whatever that version of success is for your child. So we should pack the room on that, because this is a great opportunity to have someone who is really a thought leader in this space come and speak directly to parents. So I encourage everyone to come out. Okay, that is all that I have for this month. Can you believe it? I made this one under 10 minutes. I didn't think I could do it. I like words too much. So I hope to see you at our next meeting. Again, that is November 13th, and we're going to be talking about the para-parent communication process. I'm sure that we have a lot of passionate parents out there who are interested in this topic, and I hope to see you all there.